Hello everyone, my name is Polly Compston. I'm a vet and I'm working with EuFMD as a socio-economist. This means that I am particularly interested in the economic impacts that result from foot and mouth disease, or FMD, and I'm going to give a short overview of these impacts during this podcast. This highly contagious viral disease can have a profound impact on the livestock and wider economies of countries, but it's important to note that its effects differ drastically between nations that are free from the disease and those with endemic outbreaks. Let's begin by looking at countries that are internationally recognised as free from FMD, for example, most countries in Europe. These nations enjoy several economic advantages. One of the most significant benefits is the ability to trade livestock and animal products internationally. Countries free from FMD can access lucrative global markets. In this case, the national services must balance these trade advantages against the costs of staying free from disease, which include maintaining veterinary surveillance and being prepared for an outbreak. If an FMD epidemic does occur in a country like this, the costs involved in trying to eradicate disease and regain these trade advantages can be huge. They include the veterinary response required to identify new outbreaks, cull affected animals, and initiate vaccination programs. These are largely incurred by the national veterinary services, but in addition, there will be wider impacts throughout the food system, especially for farmers, as well as on potentially tourism and wildlife populations. Now, let's shift our focus to countries with endemic foot and mouth disease. These are countries that have regular outbreaks of disease. When FMD occurs in a farmer's animals, economic losses will occur because those animals will produce less milk, or their weight gain will be impacted if they are being raised for meat. Some may even die. This impacts farmers' livelihoods in different ways. It may mean that their income is reduced as they have less product to sell, and it can also mean that there is less available for consumption in the home. Additional costs can include needing to treat animals that are sick and local restrictions that limit access to markets or animal transport. Longer term, FMD can impact on animal fertility, causing additional problems for the farmer. Additionally, these countries don't have access to the lucrative export markets that countries that have recognised freedom from FMD do. There are also continual costs involved in FMD control in endemic countries, including vaccination. Vaccination may be paid for by the farmer or delivered as a public service. Surveillance, ongoing disease control, and the veterinary response when outbreaks occur must also be considered. The cost of these has to be evaluated so that public animal health departments can demonstrate the benefits from these actions and invest in FMD control. For countries to progressively control FMD and move towards freedom from disease, they need economic evidence that can inform effective livestock programs. Obtaining this evidence takes time, skill, and resources. This is related to some of the work that I'm involved with at EuFMD, where we create tools and resources to support countries to build the economic case for investment in FMD control and preparedness. I hope you've enjoyed this short podcast about the economic impacts of FMD. Thanks for listening.